I'm pretty sure you guys seen. Well, if you follow me on Instagram, I was on there and somebody tagged me in a post that the spiritual word did, and it was about the housing conversation in the black community. And basically, they did it on purpose to cause a divide in the comment section, and they actually succeeded. But what I don't like, and this is something that I just discussed about black people, is that we will sit there and engage in the argument and not even looking at the facts as to what's going on in the black community, the bigger picture. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you the truth about home ownership in the black community. If you guys didn't know, this is what the spiritual word posted. Let me make this a little bit wider. Now, they knew that if you post this on a predominantly black space and you have single women attached to it, this was going to cause a gender war in the comment section. It says single women in the US own more homes than single men, according to a new study. And this is what they put. They say US women are still behind men in terms of pay, but they are making progress in building wealth through home ownership. According to a recent study by LendingTree, single women own 2.7 million more homes than single men. Approximately 13% of these women have the titles to their homes, while only 10% of men do. Now, let me address this. So there's multiple reasons as to why single women own more homes than single men. Because of the fact that most men don't put home ownership as a priority until they get married. And there are multiple studies that prove this wrong. And we're going to talk about one of them in a second on the same article that they're citing. So that's why single women tend to own more homes, because we have this narrative of being single, independent, and a lot of women think that if they own more homes, that puts them in a higher category than a lot of men. Not saying all, but a lot of them do. But what they fail to mention is that when single women buy these homes, they tend to get higher interest rates because they don't shop around. They tend to go in foreclosure faster than men because they can't afford the homes that they're purchasing. And also, when you're a single mother and you buy or you purchase a home, they have the highest issues with trying to keep up with their mortgage. These are things that these popular social media sites won't publish, because the clickbait is that all these women are just outperforming men. But I'm going to show you the actual statistics, especially in the black community, because there was a lot of black women celebrating, saying that, oh yeah, because the men, they live with us. Men don't buy homes and all this type of foolery, right? Let me show you something real quick. Let's go to it. So, I'm always fact checked, right? And I always do this on purpose so we can start it. And this is how if you've been, in school and you graduated from college, you know how this works. You have to present where you got the information from. So this is actually from the National Association of Realtors, the most reputable source that you can have for home ownership. 2023 snapshot of race and home buying in America. And before we even get to it, before I show you the actual statistics of how many black people own homes as a whole, y'all put in the comment section. I want to know, out of the 332 million people that live in the United States, what percentage out of 100% do you think black people own homes? What percentage? Just off the top of your head. I see Lost in Translation. He says 35%. Westside Ninja said 4.5%. GC says 34%. Andre Golden says 17%. EQ 40%. Big Boy 25%. Woke Quill 30%. Train to Live 5%. Let me show you something real quick. We only own 3% of the homes in the United States. 3%. And we sitting there trying to tell you, hey, we own more homes than you. What the hell is wrong with the black community? 3%. Now, 2022 was the same numbers that we're referencing for the home ownership. And I just put the definition of the black population is made up of 3 groups: single race, non-Hispanic black, non-Hispanic multiracial, and black Hispanics. And then this is the population of black men and women over 18. Let me show you something real quick. The black population owns about 1 million homes in the U.S. And this is from the National Association of Realtors, 2022-2023. Black married couples own 46% of the homes in the black community. Now ask yourself, why didn't the spiritual word put that out there? Why didn't the spiritual word put that married black folks own the majority of homes? Because that goes to my point where black men, they tend to purchase homes when they get married, right? So why did they decide to highlight single women on a predominantly black post, right? Now, single black women own 27% of those homes. Single black men, once again, own 13% of those homes. Unmarried black couple own 105,000, which is 10%. And then unknown, which is about 4%, 4 to 5%. So the difference is only 147,000 more single black women own more homes than single black men. So 147,000, and they like to put it out there like black women are just outpacing black men in home ownership, even though you guys know the statistics. 3%. And y'all, you're like, man, that sounds kind of low. I'm going to show you something here in a second. Let's continue. Now, in regards to income, individual black income, since they mentioned it, I put the information in and actually posted it under that post. The Census Bureau 2022, same year, 1 year American Community Survey as reported by blackdemographics.com. Black men, median annual income, full-time workers, $50,000 a year. Black women, median annual income, full-time workers, $44,000 a year. That is a $5,800 difference in favor of black men. And there's your source right there. Let's go to black men and black women who earns what? Black men who make $100,000 or more, it's at $926,000. Black women, it's at $721,000. That's a $205,000 difference in favor of black men. Black men who make $65,000 to $99,000 a year is $1.3 million. Black women who make $65,000 to $99,000 a year is at $1.1 million. That's a $200,000 difference in favor of black men. So to address the comments as to why do black women own more homes than black men, even though black men make more money? Because they don't purchase them. So just because black women own more homes than black men, that doesn't mean they make more money than black men. It's for the simple fact that black men and men in particular are a little bit more smart when it comes to home ownership, because that's a commitment. And if you're not willing to make that financial commitment at a particular time, then you just won't purchase homes. And I don't understand why our women are taking this as a one-up, because you guys are not doing well in that particular category when you do purchase homes. So that's why married couples outnumber the single folks who buy homes, because it is a conscious decision to generate wealth in their family. But single women, for the most part, are going backwards, because you guys lead in every negative category when it comes to mortgage being late, foreclosures, all this type of stuff. But they failed to mention that. Wonder why. Now, here's some key facts. Let me bring this up here real quick. Since they failed to, they probably overlooked it, right? They didn't mean to overlook this stuff, but I'm here for a reason. Key facts. Black, non-Hispanic women and Latina homeowners were hit hard during the CV-19 pandemic. Women, particularly women of color, were disproportionately experiencing housing insecurity prior to the pandemic because of decades of sexist and racist policies. I don't know how true that is. That's the example that they used. It is what it is. Throughout the pandemic, black non-Hispanic women and Latinas were consistently more likely to be behind on their mortgage payments than white non-Hispanic men. While the share of black non-Hispanic women and Latinas behind on their mortgage rates has come down in the spring of 2023 compared to August of 2020, they still experience great disparities in mortgage insecurity compared to white non-Hispanic men and women. So, like I said, these are the things that these types of spiritual word and these sites they'll put out there to try and make black women feel empowered. But it's like you guys need to tell the full story, because you letting them go out there into the world thinking that they're doing so well, but they're having issues. You need to tell them that. So yes, home ownership is a great thing. I own 2 homes. So, but if you're not able to pay your bill, then there's a problem, right? Lord have mercy. This is from the National Realtors Association. Once again, hold on. We're not done. Let me scoot this over. Race/ethnicity of home buyers. Look at this. White/Caucasian, 88% of all buyers. White people own 88% of the homes. Hispanic and Latino, 8%. What do you know? Black people, 3%. Asian Pacific Islander, 2%. And other, 3%. So, what room does the black community have to be celebrating, in particular black women? If we only own 3% of the houses in the United States. For the household composition by race and ethnicity, so single female, 27%, single male, these are the numbers that I already reported. And as you guys can see, across every racial demographic, married couples, black, Asian, Hispanic, and white, the majority of every group, married folks own the bulk of the homes. So this is not, a feel-good conversation just to put out there that single women are owning more homes than black men, because we all know that women, in particular black women, are competing with black men. Why? If you guys are having the most issues when you buy the homes and you still make less money than black men, then wouldn't that be a good thing that black men are waiting to buy homes instead of, just going out there and getting into trouble and can't pay their mortgage? Wouldn't that be a great thing? And these are the things that black men will, not necessarily take accountability for, because I can't knock them. If they don't want to buy a home, they just won't, because they're not the most evicted. That belongs to black women. So we got to wake up, man. We definitely got to wake up in the black community. Here's some more information right here. Banks were more likely to offer women of color, particularly black women, high-cost mortgage, in which their mortgage interest rates were far higher than the average rate before the crash. The government's response to the financial crisis failed to protect homeowners from foreclosure, among whom women of color were overrepresented, and instead bailed out banking institutions, leaving individuals and families in economic distress. So, once again, people don't read the full report. Yes, when on the surface level, it sounds good. Oh, black women owning the most homes, single black women. Great. But what's behind that? What does the actual report say? The black community don't read as a whole. And I'm saying that shit publicly. God forgive me for saying that. But damn. Lord have mercy. Why do we do this all the time? Many women of color homeowners were more likely than white, non-Hispanic men and women to be severely cost burdened. Homeowners spending more than 30% of their pre-tax income on housing are considered to be cost burdened. And those spending more than 50% are considered to be severely cost burdened. So did you hear what I said? Severely cost burdened. That means you are taking 50% of your monthly income and is going towards your mortgage. And you know who leads in that category? Black women. We always do the 50, 30, 20 breakdown in regards to budget. So if 50% of your income is going on your mortgage, do you think that was a good idea to purchase a home at this time when you didn't have enough money to pay for it? Lord have mercy. When homeowners are cost burdened, they have less funds for other necessities like childcare, healthcare, and food. Without these basic necessities, health outcomes are much worse. Share, who reported being behind on their mortgage payments, selected by demographics. You see that red line right there at the top? Right there. 2020, was it 2023? April 26th to May 8th. You see who's at the top right there? That red line. You know who that represents? It's black women at 10.6%. So again, we sit there and we try to divide the black community by making it seem like black women are doing so well and they having issues, guys. And I mentioned that before. A lot of our women are having money issues. And we try and overlook it, you know, and Kendra G does her parts. And she's like, oh, well, I got all the rich women over here. And we see all, some black women on social media. They got, a storefront and, they making hundreds of thousands of dollars. And that's, I guess she's supposed to represent all black women, but it's an issue. And I'm not saying all black women because there are some black women that are doing well, but for the majority of them, they're not. And that's why you see an uptick of women saying that they want to be taken care of. They want to live this soft life. I need a man to pay my bills. Can you send me money? That's not, that's not them saying that they have these high standards. That's them looking for help because they try and pan it off like, man, I have these standards and I need a man to do this, this, and this for me. No, it's not because of standards. It's because they need the money. Jesus Christ. Like, man, I got high standards. If a man ain't doing this, this, and this for me or paying a bill, no, they actually really need that bill paid. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they don't pay it, then, it's kind of robbing Peter to pay Paul. So if they can get some dumbass man to come pay a light bill or, a phone bill, then that helps them out. It's not about standards. If men haven't figured this out yet. So they like to push it off as such, but it's not about that, guys. They actually need that money. But yeah, so that was just a full breakdown of where we stand as home buyers in the black community. 3% overall. And we want to sit there on spiritual word and argue amongst one another in the comment section. Y'all better wake up.